At least one tornado in every state it hit.
This morning, Pfizer at odds with America's top health agencies over COVID booster shots. ABC's Trevor Ault with more.
The pharmaceutical company announcing Thursday it's planning to ask the FDA for authorization to offer a third dose 6 to 12 months after the second to take on the Delta variant. But within hours, the CDC and FDA releasing a joint statement undercutting that announcement, saying Americans who have been fully vaccinated do not need a booster shot at this time.
In Afghanistan, the Taliban now says it controls 85% of the country, filling a power vacuum as U.S. troops pull out. President Biden justifying the move.
Let me ask those who want us to stay. How many thousands more Americans' daughters and sons are you willing to risk? How long would you have them stay?
Civil rights leaders spent nearly 2 hours with President Biden at the White House discussing how they can protect voter rights that they say are under attack by Republican majority state lawmakers. Vice President Kamala Harris speaking at Howard University.
This all is designed, I believe, to make it harder for you to vote so that you don't vote.
You're listening to ABC News.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
We're learning more about the death of an Ohio mom on a roller coaster last month. ABC's Andrea Fujii.
An autopsy revealing 47-year-old Dawn Jankovic died from severe internal bleeding and a torn artery suffered while on the ride. Last month, Jankovic rode the Voyage roller coaster with her son at Holiday World and Splash and Safari in Indiana. But when it was over, Jankovic was unresponsive and was rushed to the hospital where she died. Park officials say the roller coaster was inspected and was operating as intended. The coroner now confirming the normal force of the roller coaster caused Jankovic's artery to tear, causing severe internal bleeding.
The coroner ruling the death an accident. Pope Francis, still in the hospital after undergoing intestinal surgery last weekend, has been up, walking, and celebrated a mass at the hospital. The Vatican says the Pope's temperature normal after running a slight fever earlier this week. America has a new champion speller.
Scripps National Spelling Bee winner, Zaila Avantgarde from Harvey, Louisiana.
At the Scripps National Spelling Bee on ESPN, Zaila is the first African-American to win the bee and the first ever winner from Louisiana. The eighth grader, also an athlete, she holds the Guinness World Record for the most basketballs dribbled at once, 6 for 30 seconds. This is ABC News.
On our first date, we had masks on and kept 6 feet apart. Now, we're a lot closer.
Just like Cliff and Deb, thousands of singles over 50 found their perfect match on Silver Singles last year.
I feel like I'm 20 years old again, and I'm pretty sure she feels the same way.
Rediscover the magic of dating with Silver Singles, the exclusive community for singles over 50. Sign up today and receive daily matches you won't want to miss at silversingles.com/radio. silversingles.com/radio.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
The reasons more and more people are coming to NC Tractor to do business are the selection of Massey Ferguson tractors, Bobcat zero-turn mowers, fantastic customer service, and the special Phil Sheehan seasonal discounts. NC Tractor on Railroad Avenue in Rutherford is making dreams come true for folks who want the risk.
Good morning and happy Friday. We're seeing a partly cloudy sky with some patchy fog possible for your Friday morning commute. Temperatures are starting mild and it's rather humid out there as well. This afternoon, our highs will be back in the upper 80s and low 90s. We'll see scattered showers and thunderstorms developing later this afternoon and early evening as a weak trough of low pressure passes by our area. Drier overnight tonight, another round of scattered showers and storms Saturday and Sunday afternoons. I'm meteorologist Zach Moloch in the Weather Center.
Sunny skies, 69 degrees, and the weekend's going to be sort of iffy right now with Elsa out there stirring up trouble. But once that's gone, next week's looking mighty fine with sunny skies, no rain on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as of right now. So we got a iffy weekend coming up with the threats of some thunderstorms and some rain throughout Sunday. But we'll see what happens. She could change her mind and decide to go a different direction, and we may not even be affected. We had, like we projected yesterday, off and on rain showers yesterday. Right now I have these death announcements. Gary Warren Webster of Atlanta, Georgia, passed away. A celebration of life service will be held at Buford Presbyterian Church in Sugar Hill, Georgia, Saturday. And the pageant at King Mortuary and Crematory is in charge of those arrangements. For Gary Warren Webster. Edward Ed Lee Epley, age 88, passed away at his home in Bostic, July 6th. The celebration of his life will be held 2 p.m. Saturday, July 10th at Crow's Funeral Chapel. The family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Edward Ed Lee Epley. Ginger Paget Guy, age 58 of Forest City, died Wednesday, June 30th at hospice of the Carolina Foothills. A service to celebrate her life will be held Saturday, July 24th at 11 o'clock in the First Baptist Church of Forest City. Family will receive friends following the service at the church, and burial will be private for the family in the Cool Springs Cemetery. Again, that's Ginger Paget Guy. Dale Stephen Reese, age 59 of Forest City, passed away Friday, July 2nd at Adriam Health, Cleveland County. The family will have a memorial service for Steve Sunday, July 9th at 3 o'clock at Calvary Missionary Baptist Church in Marion. Mike Van's Funeral Home, serving the family of Dale Stephen Reese. Hilda Elizabeth Duckworth Beard of Asheville, North Carolina, died June 18th at Oakland Living Center. The celebration of Elizabeth's life will be conducted at 11 o'clock Saturday, July 10th in the Fellowship Hall of Rutherfordton Presbyterian Church. The family will receive friends from 10 o'clock prior to the service. Crow's Mortuary is assisting the family of Hilda Elizabeth Duckworth Beard. Irene Randolph Wyatt, age 81 of Ellenboro, passed away Monday, July 5th at the Amorian Hospice House in Hudson. The funeral service will be conducted at 2 o'clock today at the Harrelson Funeral Chapel. Burial will follow at Souls Harbor Tabernacle Cemetery. Family will receive friends 1 hour prior to the service time at the funeral home. Harrelson Funeral and Cremation Service entrusted with the arrangements for Irene Randolph Wyatt. Billy Edward Eddie Esty, 62 of Lake Lure, died Saturday, June 5th. No services are planned at this time, and Paget A. King serving the family of Billy Edward Eddie Estes. Joanne Teresa Ranta of Spindale passed away on July 4th at hospice of the Carolina Foothills and have no services scheduled at this time. Crow's Mortuary assisting the family of Joanne Teresa Ranta. Joanne McBrayer Robbins, 68 of Forest City, died Wednesday, July 7th at her home. Those arrangements still incomplete and will be announced by the Paget and King Mortuary. Those are the death announcements we have in-house this morning. Complete information of these and others as they become available to us can be heard this morning at 11:35 and then again at 5:10 as part of the afternoon report here on the most information for the Foothills, 100.9 FM, 590 AM, WCAB, Rutherfordton. Time now for the Bill O'Reilly Update.
Bill O'Reilly here, and I'm warming up from the NRIA.net studios in New York. Stand by for the O'Reilly Update Morning Edition. As you know, Joe Biden won the election, and the economic future in the country is a bit cloudy. That's why I am recommending you diversify with gold and silver. And the only company I trust is American Hartford Gold. Please call them right now. Tell them Bill O'Reilly sent you, and they'll give you up to $1,500 of free silver on your first order. Since I have been recommending American Hartford Gold, gold itself is up 40%, silver up 60%. So don't wait. Call 877-444-GOLD. 877-444-GOLD Gold, or text GOLD to 65532. On this Friday, as you may have heard, I spent some time with the 45th President of the United States on Wednesday, and you can see the entire interview on BillO'Reilly.com. Now, afterward, Donald Trump was kind enough to treat me to dinner at his golf club in New Jersey. And the conversation I had with him was not off the record. There are some things I'm not going to report on, but I will tell you that he was more relaxed than I had seen him in, 5-6 years. So we were talking about baseball. He's a big baseball fan, and talking about people we know. Not too much politics at dinner. But then I said something pretty interesting to the president. I said to him, I know that you want to run again for the office of the presidency. I know that. Now, he didn't deny it. But I said, if you do run, you've got to change a little bit. You can't be as bombastic as you were the first time around. Now, the drain the swamp and you are a revolutionary guy coming in to do and change things in Washington, that worked the first time around. But now you got to bring it down because people get exhausted over all the conflict. You have a pretty good record. I believe that. I believe that Donald Trump, while in office, just on policy, did well. Run on that. Be a statesman. And you know what he said to me? That's a good idea. I was shocked. In the past, he did not follow my advice. Now this. Investors, Bill O'Reilly here. Are you sitting on capital or wanting to diversify? The NRIA Real Estate Development Fund provides returns right now. They capitalize on strategic markets. They offer payouts of 10% annualized returns plus bonuses up to 21%. They are a 15-year industry leader who have seen it all. Start your due diligence at nria.net or call 800-800-1414. That's easy. 800-800-1414. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
If you're a repeat cruiser or new to cruising, pay close attention to this message. Travel is open for business. You can finally go on a vacation, and right now you can get cruises at some of the guaranteed lowest prices you'll ever see. Save up to 80%, with some cruises as low as $279 per person. Cruise to Alaska, the Caribbean, even Europe. Long weekends, 10 days or more, it's your choice. And if you have cruise credits to use, we can help you maximize those and create the dream cruise vacation. Remember, with a cruise vacation, almost everything is included. Viva Voyage has been helping cruisers for years. Your own cruise manager can help you build your perfect cruise vacation. Call now for further offer details.
800-284-1349. 800-284-1349. 800-284-1349. That's 800-284-1349.
The most music's on us, WCAB.
Tall Bull was a fairly common name for the Cheyenne, but the Tall Bull known by the whites of the Old West was the leader of the Cheyenne Dog Soldiers. Under his leadership, they became one of the toughest foes of the United States government in the Bloody Plains Indian Wars. Tall Bull and his dog soldiers spent the winter and spring of 1867 attacking stages and stage stations. Although in no way defeated, they agreed to talk peace that fall. Even though the treaty they signed stated differently, they had a verbal agreement to be able to hunt the grounds above the Arkansas River as long as there were buffalo there. The next spring, Tall Bull took his warriors above the Arkansas to hunt. And while they were there, they also did some raiding. With soldiers pursuing them, Tall Bull was successful in attacking them on several occasions. So the Army put together a special force under General Eugene Carr to get Tall Bull. On July 11, 1867, Tall Bull and his warriors made camp at Summit Springs, Colorado. Carr's Pawnee scouts found the village, and the soldiers were able to get next to the village undetected before attacking. During the battle, Tall Bull and many Dog soldiers were killed. Although the Cheyenne fought for another 10 years, the Dog soldiers were never again a major force. Even though Carr's civilian guide Buffalo Bill Cody claimed to have killed Tall Bull, others in the battle say there was no way to tell who killed him because everyone was shooting at him. You've just heard another story from Old West Radio. I'm Dakota Livesay.
For a rootin' tootin' great meal, let Jesse James prepare your next lunch. He's got a menu chock full of fresh cooked burgers, fresh salads, hot dogs made any way you like, taco salads, specialty burgers, sandwiches, french fries, and onion rings. Enjoy refreshing milkshakes, Coke floats, or a cone of hand-dipped ice cream. Open Monday through Saturday, 11 to 4, closed Wednesdays and Sundays. Jesse James Railroad Express, 531 Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton. Call 447-4644. And don't forget the 99-cent hot dogs with mustard, chili, and onions on Mondays only.
Getting started with our call around on this, thank goodness it's finally Friday Friends Day, 16 minutes after 7, and we're stopping first at the Sheriff's Department this morning, and Officer Brendel is on the phone to give us that update. Good morning, how you doing?
Good morning, sir. I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Doing great. Good to hear from you.
Yes, sir. Good to hear you.
What's on the report today?
Past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has answered 125 calls, processed 17 arrests, and currently have 187 in the county jail. Under our arrest reports, we have a Courtney Nicole Aldridge, 27-year-old white female of Spindale, charged with one count of misdemeanor cyber stalking. No bond listed on that. We have a Dole Edward Bowen, 46-year-old white male of Mooresboro, charged with one count of second-degree trespassing. Looks like no bond listed on that one. We have a Matthew Gerald Stamper, 34-year-old white male of Rutherford, charged with 12 counts of failure to appear on a felony and one count of possession with intent to sell and deliver methamphetamine, given a $100,000 secured bond. We have a Shirley Nicole Cunningham, 35-year-old white female of Far City, charged with one count of felony B&E, one count of larceny after B&E, and two counts of larceny of a firearm, given a $40,000 secured bond on that. We have a Mitchell Joseph Martin, 38-year-old white male of Rutherford, charged with two counts of domestic violence protection order violation and two counts of intimidation of a witness. No bond on that one. We have a Christopher Wayne Grant, 50-year-old white male of Far City, charged with one count of domestic violence protection order violation. No bond listed on it. We have a Floyd Daniel Burns, 38-year-old white male of Ellenboro, charged with one count of B&E to a motor vehicle, given a $20,000 secured bond. We have a Jennifer Watts, 46-year-old white female of Ellenboro, charged with one count of failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secured bond. We have a Terry Wayne Norris Jr., 31-year-old black male of Far City, was served with a habitual felon, given a $10,000 unsecured bond on that. We have a Nicholas Albizio, 32-year-old white male of Far City, charged with one count of communicating threats, given a $1,000 unsecured bond. We have a Bobby Joe Dawn Dupler, 31-year-old white female of Ellenboro, charged with one count of failure to appear on misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secured bond. And we have a Philip Bowling, 34-year-old white male of Mooresboro, charged with one count of failure to appear on misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secure bond on it. Under our incident reports, we have a Christopher R. Wood reported a larceny of a firearm from W.V. Thompson Road in Rutherford. Looks like a handgun was taken out of his vehicle located at that address. We have a Cornelius Landrum reported a larceny of a motor vehicle occurred on Henson Road at 221 South. It was 2001 Honda Accord 2-door. We have a Yannette Parish reported a misdemeanor larceny. Looks like 2 red gas cans containing gas was taken from U.S. Highway 6474A. And we have Rutherford County Solid Waste reported a incident of first-degree trespassing. Looks like somebody broke through the fence and was attempting to take multiple items. And that's all we have for you this morning, Jim.
Officer Brendel, thank you so very much. There's a lot of activity happening, so we appreciate the information, and you be safe out there today.
Yes, sir. You too. Thank
Thanks. You. Bye-bye. We're checking from 911 communications after this. To win in sports, you must adjust your strategy as the game changes. The same is true of investments. Why not let Andrew Tisdale, your Edward Jones financial advisor, help you create a game plan for financial success? Call 828-287-9197 and get started today. That's Andrew Tisdale at Edward Jones Financial Advisor, 828-287-9197. It's time now to go to 911 Communications Center and find out what kind of calls they've received. And Jessica's on the phone now to give us that report. Good morning, Jessica.
Good morning.
What's on your report today?
In the past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office 911 Communications has processed 435 911 calls and administrative calls, which consisted of 39 EMS calls, 37 for rescue. Law enforcement Sheriff's Office responded to 125, Far City to 51, Lake Lure to 15, Rutherford to 34, Spindale to 46. Fire calls, Cliffside responded to a structure fire and a smoke report assisted by Ellenborough, Sandy Mush, and SBO. Ellenborough responded to a vehicle accident. Rutherford responded to a vehicle accident and an industrial fire alarm. And Sandy Mush responded to a vehicle accident. That's all we've got today.
Thanks, Jessica. Have a good weekend.
You too.
Nobody gets a better deal than the customers at Sisk Family Ford. They have a proven record of the best deals. Sisk Family Ford, Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealer, has recently been recognized as the #1 Ford dealer in customer satisfaction in the Southeast. That speaks well of their commitment to serve their customers well. Come take advantage of the springtime sales event and get the automobile you've been wanting. Look for all the new design 2021 F-150 at Rutherford County's only locally owned new car dealership. That's Sisk Family Ford, Oak Street, Forest City. Here's Ruby Taylor now reporting out of the Danieltown area, the SDO Fire District. Ruby, good morning. What's on your report?
Good morning to you. And they assisted Cliffside on the structural fire. And on my birthday counter, I've got Chuck Godfrey, Jason Dobbins, and Marvin Green Jr. having a birthday today. Hope they have a nice day. Tomorrow, Bill Stamey, James Davis, Jane Bannings, and Lee Dickerson having birthdays tomorrow. And hope they have a nice day. And Sunday, Sandra Mays and Sandra Morgan. And I hope they have a nice day. And the signs are in the breast today, and the heart tomorrow, and Sunday. And Jim, that's all I got.
Thanks, Ruby. I hope you have a nice day, and I'll see you next time.
You too, and bye-bye.
Bye. That's SDO reporting in. Well, it looks like Elsa's moved northeast, going up northeast, and even some flooding taking place in New York City right now. So it's moving up northeast, so perhaps it'll stay away from the Carolinas, and we'll see what happens. But stay tuned.
It's our 30th anniversary, but you get the gifts. That's right, Carolina West Wireless is celebrating our anniversary and celebrating you in a big way with incredible savings, like $350 off a new iPhone 12 or a $150 credit when you bring in your own device. And as our special gift to you, get an additional $30 off any other device promo in our store. Stop by today and let's celebrate our 30th anniversary together. Carolina West Wireless, celebrating 30, celebrating you. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details or visit carolinawest.com/terms and conditions.
Fairfield Mountains Fire District's our next stop. It's always a pleasure to talk with Gary Wilson and get news from up that way. Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Jim. How you doing?
Thank goodness it's finally Friday, friend.
Yep, it finally got here, didn't it? Seems like it takes a little longer every year to get here.
I know it. Does that have anything to do with our age, you think, or not?
We're quiet up here this morning. Bill's Creek ran one call in the last 24 hours, medical call, and we had nothing. And on our end, and sitting on about 68 degrees this morning. Sun's out. And had a little bit of rain, about 10 minutes in the gauge. We had one hard shower yesterday afternoon, lasted about 10 minutes. And that was all we had. All the other places was talking about getting some rain, so it just depends on where you're at. I guess it's hit and miss stuff.
We had two of those showers, Gary. Went two times, and pretty heavy showers both times. But
you must be paying your preacher better down there, Jim.
We're trying to. We put a little extra quarter in the plate.
Take every little bit we can get. Things are starting to get a little dry. We've had enough in the last showers off and on the last week or so. It's helped it a good bit. So that's a good thing. Don't want to have any fires breaking out now. It's too hot to be fighting wood fires.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I think we're good to go up here this morning, Jim.
All right, Gary. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll see you next time.
All right. Have a good one.
All right. Bye. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply is a variety store. Here's why I say that. Cedar shavings, 5.0 cubic feet, $7.99 per bag. They have Pontiac red potatoes, candy baked potatoes, $18 for 50 pound. River Run dog food, specially priced. Plenty of horse quality hay. Refill propane, $10.99 for a 20-pound tank. Wrangler Sweet Feed, $8.69 for the 50-pound bag. Cardinal tissue and paper towels, 6-pack, $4.49. Farmer's Friend Feed, Seed, and Supply is the largest farm supply store, and you should come and see how much you can save. 188 Whiteside Road, Rutherford.
Cheryl, I've been talking to Tommy and David, the outside salesmen at Henson Building Materials in Forest City. They're going to help us navigate through our remodeling project.
Well, I know they have tons of experience, so we'll be in good hands.
Good hands is right. Even professional builders shop there because they trust the quality products and service.
And did you know they have a great relationship with our community, too? Oh, they're so nice.
Henson Building Materials, 177 Duke Street, Forest City.
Building starts here.
Ludlow Fire District is next stop, and that's where Bob Hodge is making us feel welcome this morning. Bob, how you doing?
We're doing just fine on this foggy Friday morning.
You still have fog up there?
Oh, you can cut it with a knife up here this morning.
Wow. Ours is already lifted. We had a little bit coming in this morning, but it's already lifted. This Sunday is a day of sun shining out front here. So people need to be careful because you never know when you're going to run into it.
Yeah, I guess, you just run into patches of it, I guess, there. But it's thick out here in front of the house this morning. And everything else seems to be going along pretty good so far this morning with the fire department. We hadn't had any calls overnight, so that's good. And birthdays for Saturday is Jeff Inslee and Brian Tate. And Joy and Kelly Hawkins' wedding anniversary for Saturday. And Jim, other than that, things are going along good up here so far this Friday morning. And I hope you have a good weekend over there.
Thanks, Bob. Keep up the good work and doing Namajin. Have a good weekend, too. And I will see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. 728, 69 degrees.
Another season has come and gone, and you're still looking at that same sad-looking sofa or recliner. Well, now's the time to change the inside of your home to look as pretty as the spring and summer colors outside. And the perfect place to start is the Recliner Center. Right now at the Recliner Center, everything is 20% off. That's 20% off sofas, recliners, sofa recliners. If someone you love is having trouble standing, the Recliner Center has all lift chairs on sale for 10% off. all lift chairs, 10% off. Now, some of these chairs can take you from a standing position, then safely back down to a sitting position with no effort on your part whatsoever. Angela is cleaning out merchandise to make room for more. So now's your chance to redecorate your home and take advantage of the great savings at the Recliner Center. All lift chairs, 10% off. Everything else is 20% off. Angela is seeing folks by appointment only, so call 828-395-3562. Call her today. The Recliner Center. They're on Cooper's Gap Road in Rutherfordton.
Now is the time to get that septic tank pumped because it's hot weather. It's time to do that. Listen. I'm happy to share good news with you. If you have a septic tank on your property, you'll be glad to know there is a new professional pumper in town, Mid-South Pumping, owned and operated by one of our own, John Torvinen. Mid-South Pumping serves local communities such as Rutherford, Polk, Cleveland, McDowell, and Lake Lure, offering a wide variety of services at affordable prices. Get it done before summer gets here and really gets bad, if you know what I mean. Mid-South Pumping offers around-the-clock services to ensure your business doesn't become everyone else's. Count on Mid-South Pumping for pumping septic tanks, locating services, uncovering septic tank lids, and more. Make that call to Mid-South Pumping in Rutherfordton at 828-755-6280. 7:30, now we're heading over toward the Cherry Mountain Fire District. And Sue Price, good morning.
Good morning, Jim.
It's beautiful over there, or you got fog?
It's pretty over here.
Good.
Yeah, got the sun coming out. Looks like it's going to be pretty today. Maybe get some rain later, maybe.
Maybe.
We could use some more. It's been pretty dry over this way. But anyway, we take what comes, enjoy it. Well, let's see, I didn't have any calls from the fire department. This is another day that I don't have any birthdays or anniversaries on either one of my calendars. And in my announcements, the Piney Mountain Boys will be at Duckus Creek Church on the 25th during the regular worship service. And that's the only announcement I have. I haven't had anything come in, so it's just been kind of quiet over this way, and I guess that's a good thing. But we're just enjoying whatever comes along.
That's a good attitude.
That's right. And I hope you'll have a good day today, Jim.
You too, Sue, and keep improving, and we'll see you next time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Your car's best friend can be RS Speedy Lube Service Center. That's because RS Speedy Lube Service Center and Car Wash can keep your car or truck running clean with a regular oil change. They check the fluids and vacuum out the car and have you on your way in no time. Go next door for a radiator or transmission flush. Brakes, exhaust, CV joints, and service for big trucks and campers also available. Pull next door to the RS Speedy Automatic Car Wash and make your car happy with a clean, all under and all over car wash. It's all at RS Service Center and Car Wash on Railroad Avenue in Rutherfordton.
Imagine an object of striking beauty with a breathtaking design that grabs your attention and holds you in suspense. It draws you in with an innovative boost of dreams and $100,000 cash power. New Corvette in cash from the North Carolina Education Lottery with a top prize of a 2021 Corvette Stingray and $100,000 cash. The ride of your dreams is waiting. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.25. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
Now from Shingle Hollow, North Carolina, US of A, here is Tina White with a report from the Fire District. Good morning, Tina.
Good morning.
How are you?
Happy Friday.
Yes, thank goodness it's finally Friday, friend.
Yes, I'm doing really good this morning. It's pretty up here in Shingle Hollow, a little foggy in patches. We got, Steve told me, 0.25 of an inch, and I said, is that close to a little over a quarter? The fire departments are quiet this morning. Both of them had no calls over the past 24 hours. And birthdays, there's no birthdays on the church calendar, or anniversaries. But Mountain Creek Baptist Church says get ready to party. The summer block party, Saturday, July 24th, 6 to 8 p.m., live music, hot dogs, and magic shows. Fun for the entire family. And Tiny Knob Baptist Church wants to invite everyone to their vacation Bible school. It is Destination Dig, Monday, July 26th through Friday, July 30th, and a meal will be served, and all ages can come on out. Starts at 6 p.m. And that's all I've got going on this morning.
All right. Are you going to be one of the teachers at Bible school?
They're doing it a little different this year, so and I'll be down at South Mountain Christian Camp during our Bible school probably. I may be able to, not quite certain how it's going to work. It's according to the medication schedule of the campers.
Oh, yeah. So you going back out to South Mountain again today?
I am.
Yeah.
Your grandson gets to come home today at 6.
Yeah. Today is the final day, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, well,
I went and visited chapel last night, and I watched all the campers, just not Luke, but he was really excited, and he voiced some answers that I thought were very interesting. And watched them dance and just worship. It was awesome.
Good. I'll be anxious to hear him talk about it when he gets home.
He'll probably have a lot to tell you.
Well, listen, you have a wonderful weekend and stay safe up there, and we'll see you next time.
Okay. Everybody stay safe, and God bless you.
Bye.
Thinking about the departure of a loved one through death is a subject we don't like to talk about. However, pre-planning or prepaying for a funeral is a consideration and responsible thing to do. With so many options available today, it's important to speak with someone you can trust and someone who can help you find a balance between the emotional, spiritual, and financial needs of your loved ones. Crow's Mortuary and Crematory is recognized as one of the best family-run funeral homes. It's a family tradition, and they know how to care for your family. Any questions you might have, they will be happy to answer. Call Crow's Mortuary and Cremation Services at 286-2304.
Let me brag on Hutchins Pest Control a minute. Don't let the pest bug you when Hutchins Pest Control is as close as a phone call. Honest, dependable, professional, and on-time service may be the reason they keep getting voted best pest control. If you have a pest problem, call this family-run business at 287-5171. Licensed in North and South Carolina and fully insured and bonded. Get a free estimate when you call Hutchins Pest Control and be sure the job is done right. That's Hutchins Pest Control. Call them today at 287-5171 and they'll be right there. All right, we're up to Union Mills now. Excuse me a second, Brenda, while I have another sip of coffee. That's good. Now, good morning, Brenda.
Good morning. How are you on this fabulous Friday morning?
Oh, thank goodness it's finally Friday, friend.
It took another sip of coffee, huh?
I'll got to have that coffee. It seemed like it's especially good this morning for some reason.
I had my 1 cup earlier, and it was pretty good, so I'm ready to face the day.
Well, that's good. I'm glad.
It's a beautiful day up here. The sun's shining. We don't have any fog that I could tell, but the sun's up, so that's good. We did get a shower of rain yesterday, and the garden was real happy to have that little shower of rain. But we just got the one, but it's supposed to be clear today, right?
Well, there may be some showers developing later today. Chance of right about 60% this afternoon, but clear tonight. So it may be one of those pop-up kind of showers.
Yeah, that's not too bad.
No, that's not too bad.
We'll take that and run with it. So, but let's see. I've got 62 degrees on the front porch. I don't have any birthdays or any anniversaries for today. And in ways of announcements, we got a buffet breakfast at the Gilkey School Community Center. Starts at 7 a.m. and goes to 10 a.m. This will be Saturday, July the 10th. Adults, $7. Kids 6 to 12, $3. Kids 5 and under is free. It's all you can eat. They got all kind of good stuff on the menu, and money goes to help rebuild the old Gilkey School. And then tonight at the Union Mills Learning Center, we got Polk County Line. The meal is available at 6 p.m. and the cost is $5. Music starts at 7, and there's no cost for the music, but they do have a tip jar available for the band. And also, Far City Church of the Nazarene is going to have an all-day Bible school. That's on July the 31st, starting at 9:30 that morning. So if you live down around that church, you can send your children out to Vacation Bible School. And I was looking forward to helping with Bible school. I just enjoy Bible school, and I've done it for years. But that's the same day that they're going to have my brother-in-law's memorial service, so I won't get to go. But I'm going to donate something. I can do that. I got to talk with the people and see what they need, and I'll donate something. That way I feel like that I've helped.
Still a part of it, yeah.
Yeah. But I've never seen a child what didn't enjoy Vacation Bible School. I don't know what it is about it that they just enjoy it.
They do. They really do. And it's not always about the cookies. It's always the activities and the fun and the Bible stories. It's I guess they still march in with the flag and the Bible, don't they?
The last time I helped with any, they did.
Yeah, good.
Yep, and if you're having it for 2 or 3 days or a week, they pick a different one each time, so everybody can have a turn.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's a neat thing, and I'm glad that we have Bible school. But I won't get to help this time, and I was disappointed.
Yeah, I can imagine.
But my brother-in-law died. He's been dead almost a year, but because of COVID, and they live up northern Virginia, they couldn't, get anything done until after COVID. So now they've able to do it. So I'm glad.
So you're going up to Northern Virginia for it?
No, it's going to be down here.
Oh, is it? Okay, good.
Yeah, he was a member at First Baptist Church in Ruston. Him and my sister both.
Okay.
Yeah, and he just went back up there after she died. I think he'd been living up there about 2 years when he died.
Yeah. What's his name?
Johnny Bolton.
Bolton, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, it's a sad time, but it's good that you're able to go to that.
Yeah, and I can help with Bible school by donating something.
There you go. That's right.
There you go. But I guess you better go check on Luther Sweet things, see if he's all right in Ellenburg.
All right. You have a great day up there.
Catch you later.
Bye. Well, if you're hot, really hot, and you know you can do something but have been hesitating to do, why don't you call my friends over at Immaculate Heating and Air? Imagine being surrounded by comfort. At Immaculate Heating and Air Conditioning, they offer ultimate home comfort by Coleman. They will install a Coleman high-efficiency heating and cooling system and handle any service and maintenance, all for one low monthly payment with zero out-of-pocket costs for 10 years. That's right, 10 years with no service or repair fees, no maintenance fees, no unexpected cost at all. Ultimate home comfort. It's more comfort all around. Contact Nathan Blackburn at 828-755-5788. That's 755-5788, or visit ImmaculateHeatingandAir.com. Tell Nathan I said hello when you talk to him about cooling down over there. 42 minutes now past 7. Here's Luther Gilligan. He's broadcasting live from Ellenboro this morning. Good morning, Luther.
Good morning, you two. It's a nice day down here.
Boy, you're sounding so much better. Your voice is really back to par, I believe, isn't it?
Well, it may be working on it.
Good.
It's not up to what it was, but it's a lot better than it was.
You sound a lot better than you did 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, a whole lot better. At least you understand what I'm saying.
Are you looking any better, though? That's the question.
No, I'm not seeing any better either. I haven't been good looking in many years.
Well, your wife still loves you, though. That's the main thing.
Yeah, she still puts up with me. Lets me hang around. But it's a good day there. Let's see. Part of me had an accident yesterday morning. Then went down 60 Cliffside this morning on 2 different structure fires, 2 different locations. But they're quiet right now. But I talked to him, said he was sitting back enjoying his breakfast. So everything going good down here. Nothing else going on. So you have a great day up there. Enjoy your weekend. We'll talk to you next Monday.
Be careful over there, and I'll see you then. Thanks, Luther.
All right, take care now.
Luther Gilligan reporting out of Ellenboro, North Carolina. It's time now for birthdays and anniversaries. What day is it? July 9th. July 9th. If you're having a birthday today or anniversary, we'd love to celebrate with you. And be proud of the fact you're having another one. Call us at 287-3356, 287-3356, and birthdays and anniversaries are coming up in just a moment.
It can be a tough call when it comes time to provide a daycare service for an aging parent or a loved one. You can always depend on Rutherford Life Services for a safe facility that offers medical monitoring, nutritional meals, fun activities, and is a loving environment. Rutherford Life is licensed by the State of North Carolina Division of Aging. They will be glad to answer any questions you may have. Call them at 288-1697. Rutherford Life Services offers a trained staff of professionals who you can entrust your loved one to. Rutherford Life Services is located at 230 Fairground Road in Spindale.
Farm Bureau Insurance doesn't hire celebrities to push auto coverage. We think people might like to make decisions based on service and savings, not just because that guy from that show says it's a good idea. Instead of faces you know from your TV, we offer faces you know from your neighborhood, because we're headquartered in North Carolina with local agents right in your town. That's really the only thing we want to be famous for. North Carolina Farm Bureau Insurance, helping you is what we do best.
In Rutherford County, please call 287-2428.
North Carolina Farm Bureau Mutual Insurance Company, Farm Bureau Insurance of North Carolina, Inc., Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, Jackson, Mississippi, an independent licensee of the Blue Cross and Blue Shield Association.
Well, it's Friday, and Friday night may be pizza night and pizza and movie night. Well, if it is pizza night, call on Granny B's for that Granny B's pizza combo. Yeah, Granny B's pizza combo is outstanding, delicious. You can choose from 13 different combinations. If you got a favorite preference, I'm sure you can get it. Stop by there, maybe pick up one of those menus and see the many selections of pizzas and order yours at 286-9012 for tonight. Or this weekend. You'll never go back to the others once you've had a Granny B's combo pizza. Oh, sure. Save a little room for that donut over there, the Granny B's Daylight Donuts. It'll be worth the weekend. It'll make it something special.
Happy birthday.
Tyler Flack is 15 today, or yesterday. Had a birthday yesterday. Tyler Flack is 15. Cassidy Edwards also having a birthday today, so congratulations to these fine folks. And we hope to have many, many more. Stand by now for Keys to Confident Living. We will take you down memory lane with some classic oldies, and then we'll get ready for the top of the hour coming up in just a few.
Recently, during my morning walk, I looked out across the waters of Lake Huron into the dark blue early morning sky and saw silhouetted a flock of geese flying to their morning feeding. I observed the familiar pattern of the flying V and again marveled at how they can do that. How do they know to get into that pattern? How can they all independently work together as a team to get more lift and speed to their flight? Somehow they have a God-given instinct that helps them to do the things that are necessary for their well-being and survival. The psalmist stated that the heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands. The Apostle Paul asserted, God's invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature have been clearly seen, being understood from what has been made, so that men are without excuse. A small boy was walking home from school. As he meandered his way along, he kicked over a rock and observed the bugs that scampered off to more protective shelter. Going a little farther, he stood in awe of a butterfly that winged its flight to places unknown. As he came upon some trees, he saw the playful squirrels chasing one another in what looked like a game of backyard tag. Not long after this, the boy came upon an older man who was an agnostic who said, I will give you a quarter if you can show me where God is. To which the observant little boy responded, I'll give you $1 if you can show me where God isn't. This is Bill Hostler with today's key to confident living.
Atlanta Braves baseball is rolling, and this team is battling every night for the big National League wins.
1-2, swung on, hit high and deep to center. This has got a chance. Back is Quinn. He leaps up. He didn't get it. Home run.
Tonight, it's the final series before the All-Star break as the Braves kick off a big division weekend against the Miami Marlins at Marlins Ballpark. Braves Radio goes on the air at 5:55 Eastern, 4:55 Central on the Braves Radio Network.
I'm Dave Packer. An East Coast super soaker. Tropical storm Elsa dumping torrential rain and gusty winds, sparking tornado warnings. The storm system hitting the New York metro area this morning. ABC Chief Meteorologist Ginger Z is on New York's Rockaway Beach.
The heaviest rains are pushing just north of Long Island now into Connecticut and north of New York City. It'll wrap around, and we've seen gusts close to 80 miles per hour off the Jersey Shore. I think most folks will see gusts around 40 today, but that doesn't mean anything. When you've got super saturated soil, you can take down trees easily, even with a 45 mile per hour gust.
This a day after another storm that flooded streets and subways. In the West, a fraction of that rain would be welcome news. California Governor Gavin Newsom signing a new emergency order, placing 9 more counties under a drought emergency and asking residents and businesses to cut their water use by 15%.
Arguably, we have been in drought conditions as far back as 2000, not only here in the state of California, but all throughout the West Coast.
To South Florida, investigators searching for the cause of the deadly Champlain Towers building collapse have a literal mountain of evidence to sift through. 4,000 tons of debris that's been removed from the site. ABC's Jim Ryan says they also have documents and video to study.
Paperwork related to the design, construction, and maintenance of Champlain Tower South may hold answers about its demise. The security video of the actual collapse provides vital clues. And Miami-Dade Mayor Daniela Levine Cava says
the public also has a very important role to play in this investigation.
She hopes anyone else with video of the June 24th collapse will come forward. Jim Ryan, ABC News.
So far, 64 bodies have been recovered. In Texas, a special session of the legislature. Republicans trying again to pass more restrictive voting laws, targeting drive-through and all-night voting for elimination. Democrats say it's all politics and has nothing to do with election reform. You're listening to ABC News.
If the pandemic's taught us anything, it's that the easiest way for germs to get into your body is the nose. We all know how to wash our hands, but how do you clean your nose? For over 2 million Americans, the answer is Navage Nasal Care. Navage uses powered suction to flush out allergens, mucus, and germs that cause congestion, colds, and flu, so you can breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and feel healthier. Better yet, Navage is all natural and drug-free. That's why one of America's top respiratory hospitals recommends nasal irrigation to stay healthy, explaining that bacteria and viruses thrive in warm and moist environments and that you can wash away those germs so they don't make your nose their home. Experience Navage at zero risk. Go to Navage.com, buy Navage, and use it for a month. If you're not delighted, return it for a full refund. There's nothing to lose and a lifetime of better breathing to gain. Also available at Target, Walgreens, CVS, Bed Bath, and Rite Aid. Navage, Navage.
The Olympic torch relay arriving in the capital of Tokyo today, 2 weeks before the games and 1 day after a COVID emergency declaration in Japan's capital that will mean no fans at events. ABC's Tom Rivers at the foreign desk.
It's going to be weird, almost exclusively a made-for-TV event. But will the games be safe? ABC News medical contributor Dr. Todd Ellerin.
I do think that some of the principles that they're using is likely to keep things safe. Masking when you're indoors, they're going to be limiting movement, but they also want no cheering, no hugs, no high fives. You just get that sense of, well, what is it going to be like?
Only about 15% of people in Japan are fully vaccinated. Tom Rivers, ABC News at the foreign desk.
Lawyer Michael Avenatti getting 2.5-year sentence for trying to extort $20 million out of Nike. Police in Cobb County, Georgia, making an arrest after 3 people were found murdered on a golf course. 2 of the victims were discovered in a truck stuck at a sand trap at Pine Tree Country Club. The 3rd victim, the club's golf pro, suspect Brian Roden, is facing kidnapping and murder charges. Billionaire Richard Branson looking to rocket into history on Sunday, said to become the first person to travel into space aboard a ship from his own company launching from New Mexico.
The last thing I'll do when I go to space is give my children and grandkids a big hug, and they're all going to be here.
Jeff Bezos will follow suit in a few days. This is ABC News.
Are you more than $10,000 in debt? Feel like you're on a never-ending treadmill, staying in one place and never getting ahead with those minimum payments? You feel like there's no way out? Don't let the credit card companies bully you anymore. There are programs in place to help you get free of your debt, and you don't have to pay the entire amount you owe. The program at Total Financial Freedom can help you get debt-free in months instead of decades. Call Total Financial now at 800-533-6605. That's 800-533-6605.
Dave Packer, ABC News.
Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. This afternoon, plan for a partly cloudy sky and also scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up later this afternoon and also this evening. Our highs today will be in the upper 80s and low 90s. Turning drier late tonight and also overnight tonight. We'll start in the upper 60s and near 70s Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, we'll see another round of scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up. Our highs back in the upper 80s and low 90s once again. More showers and storms on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Sunny and 70 degrees outside our studios here in beautiful downtown Whiteside Road. Now, we had fog earlier this morning. There may be still some patchy fog in some of the rural roads, so please watch out for that. It could hit that bank of fog in no time, so please drive carefully. Watch out for that. We're getting up to 88 here locally with possibility of some precipitation developing. Gusting winds to 13 miles per hour. Now, the rain and frustration of thunderstorms be with us in the forecast through late Saturday night. Then starting on Sunday, we may have some showers or thunderstorms. Then by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday of next week, it is going to be absolutely beautiful. So enjoy your weekend weather. This storm is moving. Elsa is moving northeast now, off the coast up northeast, already affecting New York City with some flooding conditions. So it's moving up that way. So maybe we'll get out of the way and out of the path, and she will not bother us. Maybe she wants to go up north and wipe out some of that stuff going on in New York. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll keep watching for it. Just be safe out there, folks. Got some news from here and there coming up after we make this phone call.
You say hello every time you pick up your phone, but what else do you say hello to? With Bark Mobile, you can say hello to summer, to adventure, to doing what you love, because you're also saying hello to freedom, flexibility, and great deals. Like getting a free Moto G stylus when you switch for a limited time, $100 savings when you bring the device you already love, or 2 lines unlimited data for just $35 a month per line with AutoPay. Say hello to something new. It's just a phone call away with Bark Mobile. Bark Mobile, mobile made easy. Certain restrictions apply. See store for details. Visit mybarkmobile.com/terms and conditions.
Now some stories from here and there. The more folks in the municipalities are signing up to run for election or re-election. Let me give you the names of those, not in any particular order. Mitch Harrell, mayor of Bostic, is running for re-election. He has filed. Michael Harris, I can't make out the last name on there, but he's a town councilman over there, H-O-U-I. I'm not sure what that last name is. They handwrite these and they send them to me. But he's a town council member already, an incumbent. Hollifield, I guess. Yeah, Hollifield. He's running for re-election. Michael Hollifield running for re-election there in Bostic. John Wesley Flynn. John, he is a city council there in Bostic, running for an unexpired term. He has filed for re-election. And Richard Francois. I don't know if it's Francois or Francis, F-R-A-N-C-O-I-S. Francois, maybe. He's running for the mayor of Ruth, so he has filed for that. Those are the only ones yesterday that we got word on that were running for election in the municipalities. Now, if you live in a municipality, you'll be subject to voting. Those outside the city limits of all of our towns will not be voting in this one. Our day's coming. 8 minutes past 8 o'clock. Well, the Rutherford County Airport Authority affirmed that the mask mandate will continue at the airport located near Rutherfordton for the foreseeable future. The Rutherford County Airport Authority is made up of the Rutherford County Commissioners. This according to the Digital Courier. In action taken at a meeting on Tuesday, RCAA adopted the face mask policy that requires the coverings in public spaces at the airport. This, officials say, primarily means in the airport's lobby area. The action is in compliance with the federal CDC as well as the TSA, Transportation Safety Administration. Officials say maintaining the airport mask mandate for now is also necessary in order to be eligible for federal grants. That money, they say, is essential. So it's all about the money, it looks like. So if you're over in the airport there in Rutherford, and you got to wear your mask. The airport typically had 30 to 35 flights per day prior to the pandemic. Statistics show that the airport's economic impact is significant. According to the North Carolina State of Aviation report, in 2020, the Rutherford County Airport had a $13,740,000 economic impact and generated $746,000 in state and local tax. It is an asset to our county, no question about it. As the pandemic continues to ease, officials expect air travel to continue to rebound. Well, a man who takes medication for dementia has gone missing after leaving work. Robert Bob Meredith Havens, he's 77, was last observed in York County, South Carolina, around 8:30 p.m. Wednesday night. He was traveling in the direction of Charlotte, according to Rutherford Police, asking directions to Charlotte, according to one report. The Rutherford Police Department is asking for the public's assistance in locating Havens. At 3 p.m. Tuesday, Havens left his job at Touchstone Fine Cabinetry in Rutherford. He was then observed taking a left onto Charlotte Road, heading west, police said. Havens is driving a red-colored Chrysler Crossfire with North Carolina license plate number TPN 6004. Havens is described as a white male, hazel eyes, 5 feet 4 inches tall, and weighs 128 pounds. He was possibly wearing jeans, a long-sleeve shirt, and a ball cap. If you have any information regarding the whereabouts of Havens or see a car that looks like this one, contact the Rutherford Police Department at 287-5062 or Lieutenant Ricky Gilbert at 289-0383 or the Rutherford County Communications System Center at 286-2911. Well, state health officials are again urging residents to get their vaccinations as an uptick in coronavirus cases is again gripping North Carolina. According to a report, the NC Department of Health and Human Services is urging all unvaccinated North Carolinians to get a COVID-19 vaccine as cases, hospitalizations, and deaths have been etching up across the state. North Carolina's early warning systems are showing more people going to the emergency department with COVID-like illness and elevated viral levels in wastewater in certain regions of the state. At the same time, the more infectious and potentially more dangerous Delta variant is rapidly spreading in North Carolina and across the country. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention classify the Delta variant as a variant of concern because it spreads faster than current COVID-19 variants, and early studies have also shown a possible increased risk of hospitalization in people infected with the Delta variant. In Rutherford County, the 14-day positivity rate has spiked to 5.3%, percentage over a 5% warrant concern. Another local fatality has been recorded, making the second within a week. The county still lags in its vaccination rate, with only 30% having been fully vaccinated, while 32% county residents have gotten at least one vaccine dose, according to the state data. Well, police are trying to identify a person of interest in an identity fraud case. Security images were obtained of a white female driving gray Jeep Compass using the personal information of another subject while making a financial transaction on Friday, July 2nd at the State Employees Credit Union. If you have any information about this matter or the identity of the woman, please contact Detective Radford at the Forest City Police Department at 245-5555. It's 8:13. The Sheriff's Report with Officer Brandel coming up here in just a few moments, right after we do this.
Imagine an object of striking beauty with a breathtaking design that grabs your attention and holds you in suspense. It draws you in with an innovative boost of dreams and $100,000 cash power. New Corvette in cash from the North Carolina Education Lottery with a top prize of a 2021 Corvette Stingray and $100,000 cash. The ride of your dreams is waiting. Must be 18 to play. Approximate overall odds of winning are 1 in 4.25. Problem Gambling Helpline 877-718-5543.
Well, it's rather pitiful, and I'm embarrassed to say it's my Air Force doing it, being a veteran of the Air Force. It's rather pitiful, but Malmstrom Air Force Base can't even say they were the first Air Force base to hold a drag show for LGBT Pride Month. However, they can say they combined the show with drag story time for the kids, another punitive first for President Joe Biden's new woke military. According to a post on the official Facebook page of Malmstrom Air Force Base, located outside of Great Falls, Montana, the event was held to wrap up Pride Month. To celebrate the last day that our major corporations had rainbow-hewn logos on their social media accounts, the base threw a shindig at the library and the Grizzly Bend, a club and community center at the base. Pictures from the event featured in a July 1st post include a shot of a child holding a Love Knows No Gender sign and the drag performers at the event. Folks, what business is it of our military to play political sides like embracing the homosexual movement? The drag trio was the Mr. Sisters, described on their Facebook page as Great Falls premier, well, only theatrical drag troupe, at least they own it. Now, the Air Force, the Army, and I'm sure the Marines would never do anything like this, but the Air Force, Army, Navy, any of the military, what business is it of theirs to be proud of Gay Pride Month? Why get involved in that? It's not their business who wants to be gay. It's not their business who doesn't want to be gay. It's their business to protect our country and to get training and discipline to be ready. It's not their business to put on a transgender, transvestite show and have kids involved in that. It's not the military's responsibility to do that. Yet we have a president, commander-in-chief, who is instigating that kind of acceptance. Whoever's in charge of the military, and I'm not sure who that is, I can't remember the name, but to allow that to go on military bases in America or anywhere is a shame and a disgrace to their position as military warriors. If they want to promote homosexuality, that's fine. Let them do it outside the confines of the base. Let them go to some social club and promote it all they want to, but not as a military base production. I'm disappointed that Malmstrom Air Force Base made history when they formally acknowledged Pride Month and hosted a few events to celebrate the occasion on base. The Mr. Sisters. They go on to write, we are honored and humbled to have been asked to provide a drag queen story hour as well as host a trivia event. Thanks to their amazing team of volunteers on the Pride Committee, we couldn't have asked for a better time. This is the Mr. Sisters writing. Cheers to new strides, setting the tone for future celebrations, and most of all, happy Pride, they added, with the last two words surrounded by rainbow and transgender flags. Who wants to join the Air Force now? I don't know if that was a required attendance. When I was in the Air Force, stationed at Elbendorf Air Force Base in Anchorage, Alaska, we had Bob Hope come in and do a show with music and entertainment and jokes. Brought in celebrities to entertain us. Not a Pride, transgender, transvestite Pride Month show. Where have we come from those days of the Bob Hope military shows to exposing kids to men who dress up like women, men who think God made a mistake in their bodies? Where have we come to that point? Under this administration, who knows where we might be going? It's a shame and a disgrace, in my opinion. 18 minutes after 8 o'clock, you may not like that stand that I'm making, but that's my position, and I'm going to hold up to it. All right, Sheriff's Report with Officer Brandler coming up next.
Smith's Drugs of Forest City will once again sponsor the Meet Me at the Fountain 5K race on July the 24th. And this year's race will be a live event, pending no changes in the current downward trend of the new COVID cases. Go to www.facebook.com/meetmeatthefountain5k for more information and to get sponsorship forms. Beneficiaries this year are the Cystic Fibrosis Foundation, Yoke Fellow, and the Chase Corner Ministries. And now the soda fountain is now fully open, and Smith's Drugs is no longer offering curbside for the fountain. However, the back door is still locked as Smith's Drugs continues curbside service for the pharmacy only. The COVID-19 vaccination is available Monday through Friday only, and walk-ins are welcome. Again, the soda fountain now open at Smith's Drugs. And don't forget the upcoming 5K race. So get your sponsorship forms at Smith's Drugs in Forest City.
Hello, this is Dwayne Hunt with Insurance Service Associates. Are you on disability? Or maybe you're on Medicare? Or maybe both? Come see me, Dwayne Hunt at Insurance Service Associates, about a Medicare Advantage product brought to you by Humana. Please give me a call, 245-5301 at Insurance Service Associates, 127 East Trade Street, Forest City.
Saving money is easy when you shop at Jay's Discount Grocery. From snack foods to vegetables, fresh fruits to fresh cut meats, paper products, cleaning supplies, dog food, and so much more. You know, you just never know what you'll find at Jay's. So shop and save today. They're located at 671 Oak Street in Forest City, right beside the Hospice Resale Store. You know, when you shop at Jay's, you always walk out with money left over in your pocket.
And with the Sheriff's Report we aired this morning, recorded for broadcast at this time, here is Officer Brandel.
Past 24 hours, the Rutherford County Sheriff's Office has answered 125 calls, processed 17 arrests, and currently have 187 in the county jail. Under our arrest reports, we have a Courtney Nicole Aldridge, 27-year-old white female of Spindale, charged with one count of misdemeanor cyber stalking, no bond listed on that. We have a Dole Edward Bowen, 46-year-old white male of Mooresboro, charged with one count of second-degree trespassing. Looks like no bond listed on that one. We have a Matthew Gerald Stamper, 34-year-old white male of Rutherford, charged with 12 counts of failure to appear on a felony and one count of possession with intent to sell and deliver methamphetamine, given a $100,000 secure bond. We have a Shirley Nicole Cunningham, 35-year-old white female of Far City, charged with one count of felony B&E, one count of larceny after B&E, and two counts of larceny of a firearm, given a $40,000 secure bond on that. We have a Mitchell Joseph Martin, 38-year-old white male of Rutherford, charged with two counts of domestic violence protection order violation and two counts of intimidation of a witness. No bond on that one. We have a Christopher Wayne Grant, 50-year-old white male of Far City, charged with one count of domestic violence protection order violation. No bond listed on it. We have a Floyd Daniel Burns, 38-year-old white male of Ellenboro, charged with one count of B&E to a motor vehicle, given a $20,000 secure bond. We have a Jennifer Watts, 46-year-old white female of Ellenboro, charged with one count of failure to appear on a misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secure bond. We have a Terry Wayne Norris Jr., 31-year-old black male of Far City, was served with a habitual felon, given a $10,000 unsecured bond on that. We have a Nicholas Albizio, 32-year-old white male of Far City, charged with one count of communicating threats, given a $1,000 unsecured bond. We have a Bobby Joe Dawn Dupler, 31-year-old white female of Ellenboro, charged with one count of failure to appear on misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secured bond. And we have a Philip Bowling, 34-year-old white male of Mooresboro, charged with one count of failure to appear on misdemeanor, given a $1,000 secured bond on it. Under our incident reports, we have a Christopher Arwood, reported a larceny of a firearm from W.V. Thompson Road in Rutherford. Looks like a handgun was taken out of his vehicle located at that address. We have a Cornelius Landrum, reported a larceny of a motor vehicle occurred on Henson Road at 221 South. It was 2001 Honda Accord two-door. We have a Yannette Parrish, reported a misdemeanor larceny. Looks like 2 red gas cans containing gas was taken from U.S. Highway 6474A. And we have Rutherford County Solid Waste reported a incident of first-degree trespassing. Looks like somebody broke through the fence and was attempting to take multiple items. And that's all we have for you this morning, Jim.
Through the regular season and stressing the details of the game. So, I think we're prepared for this moment.
Pat Connaughton scored 14 for the Bucks off the bench. He says they're confident they can win the series despite dropping the first 2 games.
We're competitors. We wouldn't be here if we didn't believe. So, we have a resilient group in that locker room. We have a group that has been through a lot. We've been through adversity this year. And the one thing that's remained consistent is we've fought through it together.
Connaughton's confidence coming from experience. The Bucks came back from a 2-0 hole to beat Brooklyn in the Eastern Conference semis. Game 3 is Saturday in Milwaukee. UNC head football coach Mack Brown talked to the media a little bit yesterday about the summer practices and an update on how the team is progressing. During the conversation, he said him and UNC athletic director Bubba Cunningham were talking about the NIL and educating and assisting athletes so they're prepared to take advantage of name, image, and likenesses.
You have to start with compliance, because if a young man makes a poor decision and doesn't have it properly approved, he can be ineligible.
Off now to the All England Club, where tomorrow the women's Wimbledon finals will feature 2 players making their debut in the championship match. Ash Barty will face Karolina Pliskova. Barty is the first woman from Australia to reach the title match at Wimbledon since Yvonne Goolagong won the trophy in 1980. Rafael Nadal will return to competition by making his debut at the City Open in Washington later this month. He has not played since his loss to Novak Djokovic in the semis of the French Open last month. This is NCN Sports.
Medicaid is changing in North Carolina, but your local community health centers are still here to care for all patients, whether or not you have health coverage. If you want to make changes to your Medicaid coverage, act now by visiting ncmedicaidplans.gov. That's ncmedicaidplans.gov, where you can choose your local community health center as your primary care provider for affordable, high-quality health care. This message brought to you by the North Carolina Community Health Center Association.
This is a big deal. Now at healthcare.gov, millions more people can afford health coverage. Due to the COVID relief law, 4 out of 5 customers can get a plan for under $10 a month with financial help. From doctor visits to preventive services to prescription drugs, these are quality plans. You can do this. You can have coverage as soon as August 1st if you sign up now at healthcare.gov, paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Trevor Bauer's administrative leave has been extended by 7 days through July 15th by Major League Baseball and the Players Association. MLB investigators continue to look into allegations of sexual misconduct against the LA Dodgers pitcher. Bauer was placed on 7 days paid leave on July 2nd. The Dodgers also announced earlier this week that the August 19th Trevor Bauer bobblehead night has been canceled. A shining moment in North Carolina sports history. Featured on last night's episode of Jeopardy, Michael Jordan got his own category in the first round.
As a freshman in 1982, MJ took down Patrick Ewing and the Hoyas with an NCAA title-winning shot for the Tar Heels of this school. Ellen.
What is North Carolina?
That's right.
Josh, Zach, NCN Sports.
Hello, everyone, and happy Friday. This afternoon, planned for a partly cloudy sky and also scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up later this afternoon and also this evening. Our highs today will be in the upper 80s and low 90s. Turning drier late tonight and also overnight tonight. We'll start in the upper 60s and near 70s Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, we'll see another round of scattered showers and thunderstorms popping up. Our highs back in the upper 80s and low 90s once again. More showers and storms on Sunday. I'm meteorologist Zach Malak in the Weather Center.
Sunny skies and 72 degrees here in Rutherfordton. It's 8:30. This is WCAB Rutherfordton, serving the foothills of the Carolinas. It's time now for the Word of Faith Fellowship radio program. And with the program this morning is Mark Morris.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again to Word of Faith Fellowship radio program. And it's Mark. It's so good to be back with you, and we so appreciate you listening to us today. I want to share with you today about eternity. It's something that we really should think about every day. We should actually have eternity before us every single day. Did you know that you are going to live on and on and on forever? Your body that you're in right now is actually not you. This body that you're in is actually going to decay. It's going to decompose someday. But you, your spirit man of who you really are, is going to live on forever. Now, you don't get to decide that. That's how God made you. When God made you, when He foreordained your life from the beginning of time, He created you into being. He breathed His life in you, and now you are a spiritual being that will go on and on and on forever. So it's important to know that not only are we going to live for billions and trillions of years, for infinity, that we're going to live in one of two places forever. And those places are either heaven or hell. And we're going to talk about that because God really wants us to live with heaven and hell before us, with eternity before us. Because if we do so, then it will change our lives. We'll actually live a life that God wants us to live because we're so aware that this life here on earth is so short compared to eternity. It's really hard to think of how short our life is here on earth compared to how long our life will be after we pass through this temporal life here on earth. But we need to have it in our heart, an understanding of how short our life is here and how long our life is in eternity, and that we're going to either be in heaven or hell. Those three things will change our lives if we can actually have it in our heart every single day. And so I want to share with you how we've got to pray and ask God to work this in our heart. Moses prayed in Psalm 90. And here's what Moses actually said. He said in verse 12, he said, "Teach us to number our days, that we may get us a heart of wisdom." This is Psalm 90. It's the only psalm that is attributed to Moses in the book of Psalms. It is entitled "A Prayer of Moses, the Man of God." And the background of the psalm is actually referencing Numbers 14, 13, and that's when the spies came back with an evil report. They didn't believe God. They said, "There's giants in the land. We can't go to the promised land." And everybody rebelled against Moses and did not believe God. And God's judgment came on them and said, "You're not entering into the promised land. You will die." And so Moses is making this prayer. Teach us to number our days that we may get us a heart of wisdom. God, teach us to number our days. That should be a prayer that is in your heart and my heart. When I've been reading and studying about this, I have been praying and asking God, God, teach me to number my days here on earth. You know, David actually prayed in Psalm 39. Verse 12, it says, "Make me to know my end, the measure of my days, what it is. Let me know and realize how frail I am, how transient is my stay here." David is praying, God, make me to know my end, the measure of my days. So we have Moses making this prayer. We have David making this prayer. In Isaiah 38, Hezekiah was told, prepare yourself, you're going to die, your days are numbered. And it says that he is pleading with God, and he's saying, "My dwelling is plucked up and removed from me like a shepherd's tent, like a weaver. I've rolled up my life, and he cuts me off from the loom." Hezekiah understood the shortness of his days at that moment. Job says, in 8 verse 9, "For we are but of yesterday and know nothing, for our days on earth are a shadow." So we have these men in the Bible that are making this prayer, this supplication, and they're stating this state of being that is, my life is just a vapor. My life is very transient. My life is just passing away. So just as David prayed and Moses prayed, we must pray this prayer. Make us to know the shortness of our days. Because we're going to spend it in heaven or hell, and I want to talk about hell first. Revelations 20 describes a scene that is something should be embedded in our hearts. John writes this, "Then I saw a great white throne," in verse 11, "and the one who was seated upon it, from whose presence and from the sight of whose face earth and sky fled away, and no place was found for them. I also saw the dead, great and small. They stood before the throne, and books were opened. Then another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead were judged, sentenced by what they had done, their whole way of feeling and acting, their aims and endeavors, in accordance with what was recorded in the books. And the sea delivered up the dead who were in it, death and Hades surrendered the dead, and all were tried, and their cases determined by what they had done. Then death and Hades was thrown into the lake of fire, which is the second death. And if anyone's name was not found recorded in the book of life, he was hurled in the lake of fire." This is the time period at the end of Revelations. This is at the end of the world as we know it. Now that's Revelations 20. Actually, if you turn the page to Revelations, right before that, Revelations 19 and then Revelations 20, the first part, what we have is the account of the period of millennium. This is a 1,000-year period. And in the timetable of God, as you're looking at Revelations, what we have is you have the first part of Revelations, which is absolute destruction upon the entire face of the earth. God's judgment is great. His plagues is on mankind, and we have billions of people's lives are taken. And then what we have is that Jesus Christ himself comes down and sets up his kingdom for a period of 1,000 years, and he reigns with all his believers, and we reign here on earth for a period of 1,000 years. At the end of the period of 1,000 years, that Satan is released. Okay, and prior to that, Satan was held captive and locked up for that 1,000-year reign. And then at the very end, Satan is released for a short period of time. And even in that short period of time, he seduces mankind again to try to rise up and fight Jesus Christ. And God from heaven sends fire down, and they're instantly consumed. And in verse 10 of 20, it says, "Then the devil who had led them astray, deceiving and seducing them, was hurled into the fiery lake of burning brimstone, where the beast and the false prophet were, and they were tormented day and night forever and ever." And then it goes into verse 11, which is the great white throne. So this is the prelude to the great white throne. And then what you have is, at the great white throne, God is on his throne. And he is judging, and it says that every single person that was dead waiting in Hades. So there was a group of people that had died, they were in Hades, and they are literally propelled before the great white throne. And God begins to open the books of their life that has recorded everything they've done, their motives, their aims. And it says that he goes through it, and the sentence is given. Now at this point, those whose names were not written in the book of life, as they stand before him, they are pronounced, the sentence is pronounced, and they are thrown into the second death, which is the lake of fire. They had been waiting in Hades for this time. And at this time, it's similar in a sense when you go to court, there's the plea of guilty, the determination of guilt, and then you have the phase 2, which is the sentencing. And there's nothing you can do. At this point, in front of the throne of God, those people who stand before the great white throne, they have no advocate or attorney beside them to try to say anything. There's nothing they can say. There's nothing they can do. There's nothing that you can't repent. There is nothing. It is too late. You are standing before God Almighty. You're standing before his thrones, and it's too late to undo anything. You can't go back. You can't justify. You can't say, well, can I do this? Can I make things right? It is too late. And you stand before this great white throne knowing that it is too late and that your sentence is going to be pronounced and you can't do a thing about it. And the sentence that is pronounced is that your name is not in the book of life and the book is shut. And when you don't hear your name in the book of life, then the sentence is pronounced and you are cast into the lake of fire, which is forever and ever and ever, with Satan and with demons. Now, Jesus, when he came in the form of a man here on earth, in his ministry, he warned of hell. It actually says that he warned of hell more than he warned of heaven, more than he talked about heaven. He knew, as he came here, that mankind needed to understand the very seriousness of hell. Hell is a place where this devil and demons are going to be forever and ever. We just read that in Revelations 20. The devil's there. What we also know about hell is in 2 Peter 2:4, it says that God did not even spare angels that sinned, but cast them into hell, delivering them to be kept in pits of gloom. So we know that there are angels that rebelled against God, and they're in hell as well. In Matthew 25, verse 32, it says that all nations will be gathered before him. He will separate them from one another as a shepherd separates the sheep and the goats, and he will cause them to stand at his right hand and his left. Then he will say to those at his left hand, "Be gone from me, you cursed, into the eternal fire prepared for the devil and his angels." So we know that hell is going to be a fire. In Matthew 13:41, it says, "The Son of Man will send forth his angels, and they will gather out of his kingdom all who do iniquity and act wickedly, and will cast them into the furnace of fire. There will be weeping and wailing and grinding of teeth." So we know that in hell there will be weeping, there will be wailing, and there will be grinding of teeth. It's a place of eternal fire. It's a place of weeping and wailing. It's a place of gnashing of teeth. And it's a place of banishment from the presence of God. Right now over the whole earth, it says that the Holy Spirit is moving on the face of the earth. When Jesus ascended, he sent his Holy Spirit here. The Holy Spirit is here keeping the world in peace, convicting men of sin, convicting them of righteousness. But at some point, the Holy Spirit will be taken in Revelations, and there will be absolute chaos. But what we're talking about is beyond that. We're talking about a place in hell where there is a forever eternal banishment from God, from his presence, and it's eternal darkness. And this place of hell is forever. It's hard to imagine a life of every single day in a place that we can't even have words to describe, an eternal place of punishment that is so bad, so dark, so tormenting, that every single day there is just a weeping and gnashing and wailing of teeth. This place called hell, this place here of the second death, there's no more death, there's no more turning, you can't come back out. This is the place for all those whose names are not written in the book of life. We've had many radio programs on who is written in the book of life. The true believers, those who are truly born again, and those who surrender their life to Jesus Christ every day. Because Jesus said, unless you endure to the end, you will not be saved. So being born again is the beginning of the process, and then you must continue to surrender every day to his life to be saved. And so we have here hell eternal. Now, if you just read Revelations 21, the next verse, it begins with, "Then I saw a new sky and heaven and a new earth, for the former sky and the former earth had passed away, vanished, and there no longer existed any sea. And I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, descending out of heaven from God. And it was all arrayed like a bride, beautified and adorned for her husband. And then I heard a mighty voice from the throne, and I perceived its distinct words, saying, See, the abode of God is with men, and he will live among them, and they shall be his people, and God shall personally be with them and be their God. And God will wipe away every tear from their eyes, and death shall be no more. Neither shall there be anguish, sorrow, and mourning, nor grief, nor pain any more. For the old conditions and the former order of things have passed away." And that is heaven. The most wonderful place that we can ever think of. This is the beginning of the description that we have of heaven. The first thing we see is that it's coming down, and John is trying to have words to describe it, and we see that the announcement is that God himself will abode with man. God himself will be with us. And it goes on and says, and there will be no anguish, no sorrow, no death. No, could you imagine a life where you go through your life and you don't have any pain? What a life. You don't have any sadness. You don't have any depression. There's never one single moment when you have anything other than the excitement and the joy and being caught up in the glory of God and being with him in his presence. As you go through Revelations 21, 22 describes this wonderful, beautiful place with the streets of gold. It says that the walls of the city of the New Jerusalem are transient and covered with all kinds of precious jewels. And everything is just radiating the glory of God. And if you look at 22 verse 3, it says, and therefore there shall no longer exist there anything that is accursed, that is detestable, that is impure, that is hateful, horrible. But the throne of God and of the Lamb shall be in it, and his servants shall worship him forever. And they shall see his face, and his name shall be on their foreheads. And so we will reign with him as kings forever. We will be in his presence. We will see his face. We will see this glorious place that is just filled with his glory, shining, spectacular. This is the place for all those who are true Christians, who are believers, and who surrender their life to him and endure to the end. Now, that's heaven. What a contrast we see between Revelations 20, the great white throne, and the casting into outer darkness forever, and Revelations 21, the new heavens and the new earth, and being in the glory of God day after day after day, being with all of the saints, experiencing the presence of God every single day, being filled with wonder and glory. That's the contrast. And that's what you and I are faced with every single day as we go through our day. Remember, Moses prayed, teach me to number my days, how short they are, so that I may gain a heart of wisdom. And David prayed, make me to know my end, the measure of my days. What you and I do here on this tiny little speck, this tiny little blip on the timeline of our life, what you and I do in this tiny little minute period in our life will determine the rest of our life, the rest of our timeline that goes on into infinity. You remember in math, when you did the timeline, and you had that line that went on, and it had an arrow at the end. I remember my math teacher saying that arrow means it goes on for infinity. It could go on and wrap around and keep going around the world and going on and on and on and on. That's the concept, but yet it doesn't really help us to fully understand what eternity is. You can't even think that this moment that I am speaking right now and you're hearing me, this moment, you can't even say that this moment as you're listening to me equals 1 billion years, and the next moment equals this many years. You can't do that because eternity is beyond time. So this tiny little speck of your life and my life, and we don't know when it ends, determines where you're going to be for trillions, infinity of years. So we must pray like Moses prayed, teach me to number my days. And so how does this change our life? Well, every single day, if we have this eternity before us, we will have the fear of God in our heart to not want to sin. The Bible talks about the fear of the Lord. It says the fear of the Lord keeps us from sinning. We have the fear of the Lord. The fear of the Lord is to understand His power and His greatness, and to understand that He is God and that there is a judgment for those who reject Him. This is the fear of the Lord. To have it in our hearts that, God, I am going to serve you. I'm going to give you my life. I'm going to give you every single day, because I know what the word of the Lord is. For those who reject God, it's an eternal punishment. This is the fear of God. Having this in our heart will dictate to us every day how you live your life. When you wake up in the morning, you should realize that the devil is there to tempt you every single day, to tempt you into sin. As you go through your day, the devil's there to tell you to do things that are sinful. The Bible talks about that we were born with this sin nature, and that sin nature tries to pull us to sin. When you go through your day and you have evil desires, you feel things that aren't right, you have thoughts that aren't right, you lust for things, you want things, and you know it's not right. When you have God's fear in your heart and you have eternity in your heart, what you will do when the sin is there in your face, when that temptation is there, just go ahead and do this. You want to do it, just go ahead and get mad. You're angry, you want to do this. Let that person have it. All of these temptations that come, you will reject them. And you will say, I am not going to yield myself to sin. I'm not going to give to that anger. I'm not going to give myself to that lust, because eternity is before you. And you know that if you do, then your heart will be turned away from God, and it will be turning towards sin. And you're setting yourself on a course that is going away from God. It's going away from serving God, and you are setting yourself to let yourself go in the path that is the same path as the devil went and is going into the lake of fire. That is before us every single day. And so when the temptation comes to give yourself to these desires that aren't right, to give yourself to these thoughts that come to you that aren't right, you can stand against it, because you know that this tiny speck of time on earth is going to pass, and you're going to be somewhere for eternity. And God has required us to live a life that is holy. Holy being live with Him directing us and leading us every single moment. It says in the book of Peter that we are to be holy because He is holy. And in Romans 8, we've covered this before on some programs, the Bible tells us that true believers are led by the Spirit of God. And if we are led by the Spirit of God, then we will put to death the deeds of the flesh, because we're yielding ourselves to God every single moment. The Holy Spirit is leading us through the day, and we're destroying those things that are of the flesh, that are sinful. That's how God ordained it. And so when you have eternity before you, you have this concept of this time is fleeting. And I'm going to be in this place forever. I'm going to be in this place forever. And I have sin before me, tempting me. I'm not going to give to that sin. And you turn your heart to God and you say, God, help me as I'm going through this temptation. Help me to overcome it. God, give me your grace to overcome it. And the Bible says in Hebrews that he runs to your cry when you cry out to him. So the lifestyle of through our day turning our heart to him will become a reality when we have heaven and hell before us. Colossians chapter 3 actually says, it says that if then you have been raised with Christ to a new life, thus sharing his resurrection from the dead, aim at and seek the rich eternal treasures that are above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God, and set your minds and keep them set on what is above, the higher things, not on the things that are on the earth. For as far as this world is concerned, you have died, and your new life is hidden with Christ in God. So Colossians tells us that if we are truly Christians, we are truly born again. The Holy Spirit comes in us. It says that the new life we have been raised with Christ. And so he is seated in heaven. And it says because we have this new life, it actually says our minds are supposed to be set on the things above. That means we're going through our day and our minds are so consumed with heaven, with the reality that I am going to be with you in heaven forever. I want to walk with you now because I know I'm going to be with you in heaven. I want to deal with those things that aren't right in my heart now, because I want to walk with you in heaven. And so we are to have our minds set on the things above, eternity. And if we do that every single moment, then we will not come under the temptations that face us every day. I oftentimes think about all of the challenges, day-to-day simple things in our lives, like finances. Will we have enough money to pay our bills? Or scheduling. How can I get done everything that I'm going to do today? Or challenges at work that we have, that we need to get these deadlines done. Or things maybe that are struggles with health issues. These are all things that we face every day in our lives. Maybe you're going through some very serious things in your life right now. Maybe you don't know how you're going to overcome or get through this. But God wants you to have eternity in your heart and realize that those things we go through every day, those things that try to frustrate us or try to worry us, they are nothing compared to the trillions and infinite time that we're going to be in eternity in one place or the other. So we don't need to worry. We don't need to fear. We need to have our minds set on the things above. Have the fear of the Lord. God, teach us to number our days, how short they are. Make me to know the end of my end, Lord, the measure of my days. That's our prayer today. So thank you for listening. And we're on this radio program Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 8:30 to 9. Go to our website, and all our programs are recorded. They're videoed. You can watch us. That is wordoffaithfellowship.org. Thank you very much.
More music, WCAB.
ABC's Aaron Katursky watching the waves on New York.